So 21 or 20, you have a kid.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Were you panicked? Were you just like, fuck, dude?
No, see, what happened was my high school sweetheart, my high school girlfriend, we was together starting like 10th grade all the way till we graduated.
Oh.
Once we graduated, that's when I was like selling dope and becoming like this in the street ass gangster nigga and shit. So we kind of like split up during that time. So then, but in the mix of that, I'm saying I had to say this before that. When we was like in the 10th grade, she got pregnant when we was 16. Oh, wow. So we was that, you remember that high school couple walking up the hallway with the big ass belly and the nigga, they just looking dumb. You're like, look at this. They just fuck their life up. Every teacher looking at you, shaking their head like, oh, look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? Of course. So that was us.
That was you, yeah.
That was the dumbest shit. But she ended up having a miscarriage at 9 months.
What?
The worst shit ever. She was literally about to have a baby like in a week or few, but it was like the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck, that kind of shit. So it was a full baby or whatever the fuck. So I went through that.
My God.
I went through that. So that's the same. So we was together all the time during high school until we graduated. God. So we split up. And then when we split up, she got another boyfriend. And then, she got pregnant. But when she got pregnant, that boyfriend killed somebody, went to jail for murder. So now she's pregnant with this baby, and I was jealous that she got the baby now.
Of course.
Like, so then we got back together. And then she had the baby. So the baby don't know, she know me. She don't know me. But she know this story. She hates when I tell this to people. But it's such a, let people know me a lot more kind of when I do.
Yeah. No, I think that's really amazing that you stepped up because there's not a lot of great men
amazing.
out there.
Like, she's amazing. Like, and I don't feel like, I don't feel like she would be who she is if I wasn't in her life.
Of course not. And in all truth, I feel like you were meant to have a child with this woman. I feel like that was meant to be.
Yeah, maybe that's the way. I mean, so at the end of the day, I feel like that's my daughter. She's my best friend, to be honest. Like every time I'm with her, we hang out. She was just out here. She ain't want to leave. She was out here for like a few weeks. But then she texted me, she's like, I want to go to Rolling Loud with you. I'm like, fuck. You're not going to Rolling Loud with me, man. Like I'm not the guy walking backstage with my daughter at concerts and shows and shit. I'm not being that guy. I'm not doing that.
So you have a baby, you're 20 years old, and does that change you? I mean, do you feel a sense of urgency then?
I was selling drugs and shit. So I mean, at the end of it didn't really like, kick in. But then we moved together. She ended up getting an apartment, and we moved in together. And from moving in together, I don't know, shit just was going bad for me. And it all went bad, and then so I actually seen what it was like to be like fucked up, and you got to take care of like a family in the house. So I've seen what was going on. So yeah, I've started selling like drugs again or whatever. And then that's when I started going. My music started to take off, and I would start to go to New York, and I would go to New York back and forth and go to New York and stuff. But it didn't really happen, and I went to jail. And when I went to jail, obviously she gonna fucking leave my ass. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was the worst shit because when I got out, it was so hard getting back in touch, finding her. Yeah. But I did, and it was tight, and we've been back cool ever since.
So she forgave you, or you guys? Have you talked about it with her? Like, did she visit you when you were in jail?
Who, the moms?
Both mom and daughter.
No, I mean she wrote me a few.
Fuck you. Yeah.
I mean she had got a new boyfriend, so she was in a whole new relationship. Yeah.
And your daughter, did she?
She still knew, you know what I'm saying? Me, and still wanted to see, but I just wasn't in her life for at least about I want to say three until I was able to come back. Like I made it. Like it was one of those things. Like I knew I was gonna be able to. Like I'm gonna come back. Like so it's like she was out of my life for like 3-4 years. I could say that.
That's gotta be so.
Yeah, it sucked.
Tough. Yeah,
it sucked because then it was like, man, you
suck.
I felt bad because like I couldn't blame nobody but myself. Like I put myself in that position. I didn't have to.
Well, you were a kid. You were learning. I mean,
that. But I was hurting. I was hurting, and I was looking for. I don't know. I was looking for love too. In that sense, because that baby shit did fuck me up. At 16, you didn't. But my dad shit. But my dad used to. Obviously, my dad. He's like, that's the best shit ever happened to me. I'm telling you.
What a dick. What a fucking dick. He's like, good job. I'm so happy that happened.
I remember in the bed just feeling sad and then crying and shit. My dad came and like, I'm telling you, the best shit ever happened to you. Because if we did have that baby, I for sure believe I wouldn't have been a rapper. I definitely probably would have been in the streets. I would have had to take care of them like extra. I wouldn't have followed my dream at that point. That dream would have been crushed too early.
Did you like that highlight? I mean, how much fun was that? Why don't you watch a bunch more? We made a bunch more for you to watch. And then why don't you subscribe to my show? Subscribe to Where My Mom's At. That way, every time I drop an episode, you just get it. You don't have to think about it. And then hit the notification bell so you can get notified of all the great stuff that I make. Watch other highlight. Treat yourself. Get your life right.